¿De dónde eres? I know. This is a very, very basic question in Spanish, but we're gonna learn a bit more, how to use this with other things that are similar and things that you wanna know about a person. Okay. So bear with me. Don't go anywhere. If your English is advanced or intermediate, it's still good to learn how to use this question and also other things as well that can be asked. So you don't ask only one thing. You're having a conversation, right? So something really simple. I'll let you know a few tips. Something really useful. The meaning, where are you from? ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? ¿De dónde eres? Okay, so that is a common basic Spanish question. Me gustaría saber de dónde eres. So here we're using this phrase in a different way. You're gonna sound more fluent in Spanish if you can ask the same thing in different ways. Okay, so me gustaría saber de dónde eres. It doesn't look like a question, but actually it is. It is a question. We don't have the question marks here, but it's still something that you would like to know. This means I would like to know, where are you from? Okay, so instead of saying ¿de dónde eres?, you can say me gustaría saber de dónde eres. Okay, so it sounds better. It sounds more friendly. Okay, so let's break this down. It's very simple, very, very simple. Me gustaría, me gustaría. This is a great phrase that means I would like to ... When you want to add more to the sentence, you don't need to add anything else. You can say me gustaría and then add the rest. Or if someone says, would you like to go to the movies with me? You can answer, sí, me gustaría. Yes, I would like to go. Technically, you're saying that. So if you say, sí, me gustaría, yes, I would like to do whatever you're saying. Okay. Saber, saber, saber means to know or know. Me gustaría saber, I would like to know. ¿De dónde eres? So you have the question here. ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? Okay, so me gustaría saber de dónde eres. I would like to know, where are you from? You can even replace de dónde eres with something else that you would like to know about a person. Me gustaría saber tu edad. I would like to know your age. Me gustaría saber dónde vives. I would like to know where you live. Okay, maybe the person lives, I don't know, close to your neighborhood. So you would like to know where the person lives, your friend, someone you're, trying to date. Obviously, don't this question can be tricky because asking for someone's address can be kind of, if you don't know the person too well, that can be weird. But anyways, I just wanted to show you or let you know other examples. But yeah, in this situation, you're saying, I would like to know where you're from. Just tell me about it, Me gustaría saber de dónde eres. Excellent. So now the next one. The next example. Oops. ¿De dónde es Ryan Reynolds? ¿De dónde es Ryan Reynolds? Sometimes you just want to know, you want to, know some pop culture. You probably love an actress or actor and you're curious about where they're from. So, yeah, that can happen. Él es de Canadá. De hecho, nació en Vancouver. So this is a more complex answer, complex situation. You're just not asking where is this person from. Well, technically you're saying that, but also if you have to answer a question like that, you can say more. You can say more than, oh, he is from this country. And that's it. You can say more interesting things about this person, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about this phrase, this question, right? De dónde eres? Now, we are actually asking, where is someone else? You're not saying, hey, where are you from? You're saying, where is this person from? Where is he from? But anyways, let me just show you the translation. This means, where is Ryan Reynolds from? He is from Canada. In fact, he was born in Vancouver. There's no accent marks in English. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's break this down. ¿De dónde es? When you want to you want to know about someone else, not the person you're asking the question. You can say ¿de dónde es? ¿De dónde es? ¿De dónde es? And that means where is. Okay? Where is from specifically? And then we have the name, Ryan Reynolds. Okay? Ryan Reynolds. ¿De dónde es Ryan Reynolds? Where is Ryan Reynolds from? Okay? And then we have él, that means he, es. When you say él es de, that means is from. Él es de, he is from. Ella es de, she is from. Ellos son de, they are from. Okay, so there's a few ways to answer this question, but right now we're focusing on one person, and he is from, él es de Canadá. Canadá means Canada, of course. And yes, actually, Ryan Reynolds is from Canada. Él es de Canadá. He is from Canada. De hecho, this is a great phrase that is pretty much a conjunction. So you can have one part of the sentence and then have the conjunction that will link the rest of the information in the sentence. So, él es de Canadá. De hecho. De hecho means in fact, or actually, similar to that, actually. In fact, actually. De hecho, nació. We don't need to say él again. We can just use the verb conjugated for él, he, okay? Él nació. He was born. And when you say nació en, that means he was born in, okay? Vancouver. Vancouver will be the Spanish pronunciation of the city Vancouver, okay? Vancouver. Remember, the V sound in Spanish is similar to B as in bell. Vancouver. Vancouver, okay? So, there you go. There you go. ¿De dónde es Ryan Reynolds? Él es de Canadá. De hecho, nació en Vancouver. Excellent. So, now you know that there's different ways. If you want to use the question, ¿de dónde eres? You can say, ¿de dónde eres? ¿De dónde es? ¿De dónde son? Okay? So remember that can change. That can change. This is a question that is irregular. it can be irregular because you can change this part. De donde eres, de donde son, de donde, by the way, son, de donde son, that means where are you, plural, from, okay? De donde es, where is this, whatever person from, okay? Just like the example down here. Okay. Excellent.